I wanted to take you into the past a little bit and just kind of like think about your experience with East Bay Jazz. What I'll ask you is, what instrument do you play, and do you still play?
Yes, so I played drum set in East Bay Jazz as well as just like any ensemble I was in. And yes, I still play. I'm currently going to Columbia College for Bachelor of Arts in Music. Uh, got my kit right here. Um, been jamming out, just doing the thing, but
Love it.
drum set and percussion is my main instrument. Yeah, I'm currently in
Great.
Chicago right now. I'm in an apartment with two other roommates. They're both musicians, so it's been
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Oh man, living with other musicians is the best. Do you guys like jam a lot together?
Yeah, yeah. Me and my one of my roommates, Miles, he's a piano player, and we just like usually jam out, either it be here or just like at the music building at our school.
Cool.
A lot of jamming.
Love that. That feels like a very like rhythm section person. Like I feel like some of my friends that are like rhythm section musicians, they all live together, so they're just like they're locked in. They have like that extra level of connection from
Oh yeah,
just
totally.
hanging out all the time, and you can just pick up your instruments at any point.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
awesome. Wait, so you said, are you a senior now in college?
This is my junior year, so I have two
Junior.
more. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
Hopefully two
cool.
more.
Yeah, hopefully. What school do you go to?
So I currently go to Columbia College Chicago. Yeah,
Okay,
not the big Columbia, but
sure.
the art school version.
Nice. And so you're a junior there, and then are you studying music there too?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What's your experience like at the program there?
It's been good. Yeah, I've been mostly it's about like it's not like a traditional like conservatory or like music school. Um Even though they do take certain like similar elements especially with like theory and like music history, stuff like that. Um all the general classes, but we do have like a lot of different ensembles at the school. It's not just like curated to one um type of genre, I guess. It's like we have like a jazz fusion ensemble, we have an R&B ensemble, Latin ensemble, big band, obviously. We have combos. We have a lot of other ones like pop rock. That's another one that's pretty popular.
Cool.
Um, I'm currently in big band and fusion ensemble, which has been super fun this semester. And
Yeah.
we usually have like a residency, which is basically where we have a guest artist come in for like a whole week, and they basically give a clinic for that week. And then we perform at the Jazz Showcase, which is like a pretty big jazz club here in the city.
Yeah.
And we perform with them for like a whole weekend, do like 8 shows in one
Oh,
weekend.
wow.
So that's something that's been really fun to do these past few years.
Wow, wait, so they do that every week? They just have like a professional come in and that you're just rehearsing and gigging with them?
Oh, not every week, sorry. It's once a semester.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
kind of nuts, but I'd
Right.
be down for that, honestly.
Yeah.
But um yeah, so like this year we have our guest artist is Russell Gunn. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I
He's a
haven't.
trumpet player. He's
Okay.
originally from, I think, Chicago.
Okay.
Um, but he does a ton of like big band arrangements. And he's kind of like a mix of like jazz and like hip hop.
Hmm.
So he has like you can kind of hear like the influences from like when he grew up. He listened to a lot of like hip hop artists and um ended up like kind of fusing the two and kind of created these really intricate like big band arrangements. And one of them is actually this the one for one of the just for an example, I guess. He's has an album called Crunk Jazz.
Okay.
uh
Love it.
it's nuts. You should definitely take a listen.
Crunk jazz. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's a Krunk
Okay.
jazz.
I'm definitely gonna listen. Um, yeah, especially if I like it too. It's like, we buy new music every year too, so it feels fitting.
Yeah, it's definitely there's a lot of cool stuff that he's written too. But that's just like one album that just like it was like one of the first ones I listened of his, and I was like, whoa.
Because, it just takes me back to some of these really kind of formative, memories and experiences like back in, the high school days in the program.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm actually trying to remember how many years were. did you do East Bay Jazz? Do you remember like how many seasons?
So I remember I started in eighth grade,
Yeah.
which is like, I remember because it was like a high school group, first of all. So I was like kind of nuts when I first entered. But I think I went up until
2020 might have been.
it might have been 2020. I think so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it was our second year of the program was 2017. So I think it was 2017, 18, 19, and then 20, which was cut short. So basically like 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember because if you remember Ren, um,
Hmm.
he was like the first drummer. He asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, obviously like interested. So um like I joined it that year, and then yeah, it must have been the year after the first year of East Bay. And
Hmm.
then I went up until I guess like COVID, so like my sophomore junior year of high school,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Man, I remember like, I think there was a lot of turnover after our first year. And then when you came in just on drums, it was just like, I think I remember talking to Kelly Phasman and she was like, you got to meet this guy. Like, he's in eighth grade, but like, can you hear him? I'm like, yeah, I'll hear him. And I'm just like, this guy needs to be in the program. Like, I'm pulling executive privilege here to allow you to be in here because like, you were killing from the beginning. So
Oh, thanks, man. Dude, yeah, no, that was I gotta owe it to Kelly, man, because she honestly got me so many gigs like back when I was just starting.
yeah,
But yeah, no, that was I honestly have to reach out to her too, because I've like seen her in passing, like when I'd go back home and visit home, and just see what she's up to, gigging
yeah,
around, Livermore, Pleasanton. But yeah, I gotta owe it to her.
yeah. It's I think that's I'm glad that you sort of like recognize that because like, I don't know if you have this like current experience, whether in college or prior to, but like I always had like a few teachers that felt like they really uplifted me and just kind of like gave me opportunities that I almost felt like, what did I do to deserve like this? And then being a teacher now, I kind of like, it's my hope at least that I feel like I'm able to kind of give people those experiences and stuff. But are there any like experiences, whether it was in East Bay Jazz or even currently, that you felt like, like a teacher was able to kind of like grant you this kind of opportunity or something that like really was meaningful for you?
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely say Kelly is one of them. She would always ask me if I'd ever want to sub in for her at the any of her like gigs around the towns, mainly at like Retzlaff Vineyards, Retzlaff
Hmm.
Winery. They have like a weekly gig there. My dad plays in that too.
Nice.
And they, whenever I'd come by, she'd always ask if I want to play, and we would like set up some subbing gigs. But her, and also Matt Finders, he's also been like a huge uh like inspiration for me, especially because he came into my high school, or my middle
Hmm.
school and my high school, would like help us with our jazz program. And I would like be playing in his groups in the summer as well,
Hmm.
and just like doing a ton of stuff. And it always just was very fulfilling, and just with all the information that he's had, because he played trombone for a long time, and he's like now a great bassist, which is like,
Hmm.
wow. It's like, just like, even though something like brings you down, he just like got back up and kept running.
Yeah.
um but yeah, those two have like a pretty big influence on me. I'd say my dad as well. He always tries to get me gigs when I'm back home, and playing around in at like a wherever he's playing.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I love that. I think that's kind of like what music is all about is just having like the community participation. It's like
Mhm.
I think in so many things in life it can be like competitive, or people hang on to what they have or something. And I think what I love about like kind of your story, like in hearing these things about Matt and Kelly, and then also like your family too, is that it's very kind of community oriented. It's just that you get to participate and it's all just fun. So I don't know. Does that kind of land with you as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because like, I mean, that's kind of what drove me to go into music as a career, honestly, because it was just so fun being around all these different people, learning from different people, and um, kind of seeing like who I like how I was progressing as that time was going on. And like I kind of have that same thing here in Chicago, but it's like a different experience while learning to be an adult as well. Um, that's kind of showing a lot of growth in like musicality as well as just personal growth. Uh, but yeah.
Um, do you have any like specific like memories from East Bay Jazz that like really stick out to you? Like maybe a favorite like concert or just like something funny that happened during rehearsal or like
Yeah, I have a few now that you mention it. One huge like memory that I just could not forget about was when we got to play for Bradford Marsalis um at the Bankhead Theater. Even though I didn't play for him, I was still able to like talk to him and like, just kind of pick at his mind about like music and jazz specifically. Um, and that was a really cool experience because I remember him and I were talking and we were able to conversate enough to where he was like, "Yeah, just give me your email. I'll send you a bunch of tunes you should listen to." And I remember like going through, he sent me like at least like 15 different like albums to listen to.
oh wow.
So that was like a really cool experience to be able to like talk to him. And then I remember actually I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago now, but I was at the Chicago like Symphony Center and Wynton Marsalis was playing there. So that was really cool seeing him as well. Uh but like another funny memory I do remember also is when you first showed us Nightmare in Tunisia.
Oh,
Uh I I remember showing that to like so many friends later down the road. That
oh
was like
man.
the greatest thing. That was like pinnacle of like jazz memes
Yeah.
back in like what 2018, 2019.
Oh man, that's easily in my like top five. Like it's easily in the top three like jazz videos I'm familiar with. But if there's gonna be like a top 10 like jazz like any YouTube video, I think that's definitely in there. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, that was really fun. I remember those times. I think it was we got on like this kick of after rehearsal, like because like combo would rehearsal would be after big band, so we'd all be like a
Mhm.
little delirious at like 9 p.m. or something
Yeah.
after probably getting up at 6 a.m. for your 7 a.m. rehearsal with Foothill or something.
Yeah.
And we would just be like, all right, I think we've earned this rehearsal. Now we can watch some like jazz meme videos, at the end of rehearsal.
Yeah, you
So
gotta earn it. Gotta earn it.
yeah. I wonder if you remember this. I think in preparation of meeting with you again, there was a performance that we had once at the Firehouse in Pleasanton. I think this was the performance where that trumpet player Eric Jacobson was like our guest artist. Maybe you remember that one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I just have a very distinct memory of like how like the combo would open for the big band and uh, I was just standing like in the wing, kind of watching you and the combo play, and Eric was, standing next to me, and uh, y'all were playing "Got a Match" by Chick Corea. Remember that tune?
Yep.
And that just seemed like it was almost kind of like a pinnacle moment. I feel like for that combo because like this was like a couple of years in the making, where I think like some of you had been playing together, I think for like 3 years at that point, like in the
Yeah.
combo too. So not just in, the big band. And it was like this really fast tune, as you know, and it was just, when you're in high school, you want to play everything really fast and, complicated and stuff. And I remember bringing this in and being like, I don't know if they can pull this off, but I want to give them the opportunity to do so just because it's fast and just to lock in. And I remember it was like one of the clearest examples of all of you rising to the occasion for a performance where like it was the greatest performance of that tune I'd seen you collectively do. um, Everyone's solo was amazing, And I remember Eric too was next, like was, watching this whole combo set with me and he was just like, this is excellent. Like this is really exciting. So I don't know. Do you have any memory of that too? And I know it's like very specific, but
I do remember when you brought that in. I hadn't heard it before, but or no, I had heard it before, but I didn't know, like, obviously I didn't know it was like a Chick Corea tune or anything, but I just knew that it was really fun to play because it was fast. And even though, drummers especially want to play things as fast as they can, even though they can't play that fast. Uh, so I definitely remember playing that tune, and that was a really fun time. I remember playing at the Firehouse. Um, and I always get like memories from that too, because a lot of like the promotional pictures for East Bay, like after that year, were from that performance.
yeah.
Um, that was just that's the Firehouse is just a really cool venue in general too. So it
Hmm.
was just a fun experience all around. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. We'll be playing there. It's been a couple years actually since we've played there, but we'll be there in 2024, which will be great. So
Nice.
you might still be in school. Otherwise, I'd invite you. It's in April, I think, is when our um,
Oh, okay, yeah.
gig
I
is
will be I
happening.
will be in my my last 2 months of school, but
Right. But yeah, there might be some other stuff potentially that you could attend or something I've been telling everyone too. It's been kind of a dream of mine to have some kind of alumni event beyond just these interviews, but like maybe have like, a combo or a big band put together, of the alumni or just, an event that we all go to and hang out at, before a show or something. I think could be really fun.
definitely. Yeah, I would love to do that. If get the gang back together,
Oh
play some
yeah.
tunes, play some Spencer originals.
Oh yeah, you guys loved that tune Brobop that I
I
wrote.
was gonna, yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't remember the name of it. I can remember the melody. It's like
Yeah.
boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up, 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 up. Yeah, I remember because like I was like looking at the questions and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, what's that one tune that Spencer wrote that like everybody loved to play?
Oh yeah, that always made me really happy. I mean, it still makes me happy, but like, just to bring in something I'm just like I had worked on, like I maybe wrote that week, and I was like, let's see how it sounds, and then y'all were so like happy to play anything that I wrote, and just it was a really like uh, mutually beneficial, I'd say,
Hmm.
experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Awesome, Paris. So great to see you. I'm really glad that we were able to chat. Say hi to your parents for me too. I feel like I've maybe talked to your dad, or maybe it was just when we've been doing the recruiting and stuff for the program and stuff. But yeah, definitely tell him to say hi and
Definitely.
yeah, let's stay in touch too. Like if you're ever back in the Bay Area or something, and you have a show out here, or you want to catch a show or something, I think that'd be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd love to see you play sometime too. I have it's been like, God, it's been too long since I've actually seen you play.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know if I have something coming up or something to check out. So cool.
Cool. Yeah.
All
Thanks
right,
again for
Paris. Well,
letting me do
hey,
this too. This is a great experience. It's going to be really cool for East Bay.
yeah, I know it's so helpful. Like just having your experience, like to be able to share that with people. It's like like obviously from an early age you love jazz and you knew that's what you wanted to do. Or I don't want to be reductive here, but for some people that are still developing sort of an idea of what they can do musically, like hearing your story is so inspiring. So just thank you for doing this with us.
Nah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's just fun to talk about stuff.
Yeah. Great. Well, Paris, take care and enjoy your weekend. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.